Hello, this is Diana, also known as Anarchist and I'm on Sims, and this is my very first Q&A video. I said I'd do one if I reached my 500 subscribers, and I did, so let's get on with the questions. In no particular order. Simonik, since when have you been building in The Sims? What's your favorite architectural style, and what does your username mean? Since when have I been building in The Sims? Well, basically since The Sims came out, or at least almost since it came out. I think I discovered The Sims after the first game had like 2 or 3 expansion packs. And when I discovered it, I basically rushed to the store to get all the packs throughout at that time, and I've been hooked ever since. And I've always been mostly interested in building, so it's been quite a little while. Favorite architectural style? I don't really have one. I think many people get the idea that I like older styles more than I do modern, and I actually don't, but for some reason I end up building more cottages or bigger builds, or I don't know, but I actually also do like modern builds. I mean, all you have to do is basically look at my alien world and you'll see that I also like modern builds. I don't really have a favorite architectural style. I don't. It really just depends on the mood I'm in and on the purpose of the build, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's it. What does my username mean? Yes, that's something that people ask me all the time. Well, I've always been very fascinated by ancient Egypt, and at one point I started using the name Anchisenamon. I actually don't know why. I've always been fascinated by the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb, and I actually did a few speeches in class about it way back when. And Anchisenamon was Tutankhamun's wife / sister. That's what they did in those days. And actually, in English you would pronounce it Anchisenamun, and it's spelled differently, but I use the Dutch spelling and Dutch pronunciation because I am Dutch. So it's basically because I really like ancient Egypt, and I think I've been using that name as an alias or as a username on so many different things for about at least 20 years. I don't want to think about how long too much because that reminds me of my age, but yeah, I've been using it for a very long time, and it's just basically Anchisenamon's wife and sister. Yes. Megan Joe, which of your builds is your favorite and why? When did you discover your love for building, and do you happen to still have your very first build? Favorite thing I've built? That's a difficult question, but I think I would have to go with Corpse Bride Underworld, because it's one of the first builds, or maybe even the first build I built for my Burtonville, and it was just such a fun project to work on. And my Burtonville isn't done. I started my Burtonville suburbs because Windenburg was full at one point, but Corpse Bride Underworld is one of the first builds I did for that world, and I really like the way it turned out, and I just have very fond memories of building it, and every time I go back to that build it just feels like coming home for some reason. So yeah, that's definitely my favorite build. When did I discover my love for building? I really don't know. I mean, as a teen, at one point you have to decide what you want to study, where you want to go to college or whatever. And I thought about many things. One of the things I wanted to do was become an interior decorator, and I ended up becoming a teacher. I teach English actually. So there were so many things I wanted to do, and I've always been interested in architecture and building and how to make a room come together, and I don't know, I've always liked it. So there wasn't a particular time or a particular moment that I discovered my love for building. So no, not really. Do I still happen to have my first build? No, because my first build was obviously in The Sims 1, and I have all the games still, but I don't play it anymore. I don't have any of my builds from The Sims 1 to 3 anymore. Only my Sims 4 builds. So no, I don't have my first build. I actually, it would be nice if I did, because I don't even remember what it looks like. It would be fun to see again, but no, I don't have it anymore. Derek Johnson, in terms of build by items only, which are your favorite stuff, game and expansion packs? That's a tricky one. I actually really can't say, because I think each expansion pack or stuff pack, whatever, brings something new to the game, and they all have items or built items that I like. I always also use different packs in one build. And but I do love especially the later packs, especially Cats and Dogs, Jungle Adventure and Seasons. Those 3 packs go so well together. You can mix them and it looks as if it's one whole or whatever. So but I can't really say which pack or which stuff or whatever pack has the best buy build or items. I really don't know. That's such a difficult question. Buddy, what DLC added the best build buy mode items in your opinion? That's basically the same question Derek asked me, and I will answer a different question to that. I can tell you what stuff pack I like the least, and that's that party one. I don't even know what it's called, luxury party or something. I just don't like that one. The objects in there are, I don't know, boring to me. And I hardly ever use that pack, so if I could return one pack, that would be it, because I do have one least favorite pack, and that's that one. Branachan? Sorry. What's your favorite aspect of building? What inspires you to build? Oh, and what is your favorite cheat? Well, first of all, I'm very sorry for not pronouncing your name correctly. I have no idea how to pronounce it. I'm very sorry, darling. I should have asked you. Favorite aspect of building? Well, I love creating gardens. I love creating little nooks and funny, cozy spots in gardens where Sims can sit and read or just relax and enjoy nature. Doing the outdoors is actually my favorite aspect of building. I also love building the houses themselves and doing the rooms, but I love creating gardens. So that's, I think, yeah, that would be my favorite aspect of building. What inspires me to build? Anything and everything, really. It doesn't really matter. Sometimes I'll be walking somewhere or driving in my car somewhere and I'll see a house and I think, oh wow, that's a good house to build. Or I see like a small aspect, I'll see a window of a house and that will inspire me to build. Or I don't know, something funny on the roof, or I'll see a garden that will inspire me to build. It doesn't really matter. I'm very often inspired to build. I just love building. It relaxes me. So it can be anything, really. And my favorite cheat? Definitely move objects on, because without that I wouldn't be able to create the things I do. I also, of course, love motherload. Otherwise, you know, I'd end up building buildings that none of my Sims could live in, so I always have to cheat their money. But move objects on allows me to put nice building things together and whatnot. So yeah, I think that's my favorite cheat. Laurie Horter, what is the one build item you can't live without? What build item do you despise? What is your favorite type of build? Homes, parks, restaurant, etc. What build item can't I live without? Well, not live without is saying a bit much, but I love the hawthorn tree. I use that in every build that I make. Is it a thing I can't live without? No, but still, I just really like it. Actually, there is no item that I can't live without. If I'm missing something, then I'll just replace it with something else. But still, if I look at all the built objects, built items that are in the game, then this tree is the one that I use in each and every build, except for maybe the alien ones. But other than that, every build has at least one hawthorn tree, I think. What build item do I despise? There is actually one item that I never use. It's the weeping cherry tree. I just think it is so I don't want to say anything too negative, but I think it's so badly done. It looks weird. The shape is so unnatural. I just really don't like it. I don't think I've ever used it. If I did, I must have been drunk, but but no, I just really don't like that tray. So I think I actually do despise it. Yes, I don't like the weeping cherry tray. My favorite type of build are definitely homes, residential lots, because they don't come with any restrictions and you can basically do whatever you want without having to worry about what objects need to be in it. And I play with them most of the time anyway. I mean, I do enjoy building other buildings as well, but my favorite type of build to build is definitely a residential lot. From Lynn, hi Diana, what do you find the most difficult to do when building? Do you prefer order start builds and why? Do you also want to do more modern builds? What is it you like the most about running a Sims 4 focused channel at least? And have you ever lived outside the Netherlands? Excellent questions. Thank you. My sim self is making some food while I think about the answers. The most difficult to do when building is the fact it's not something that's difficult when it comes to building itself, but it's me not being able to stop focusing on details. I'm quite a perfectionist, and I can spend a lot of time just getting all the details right. So for instance, when I was working on Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, I spent a lot of time getting those black and white edges that you see on the outside of the building that you see in this picture here. They're all actually shelves that came with Get Together, I think, and I just used move objects on to get them the way they are here in this picture. And they're all around the building, like three layers, and actually 9 layers. And it actually took me a couple of hours, but I just had to get it right. So it was actually a bit insane. So yeah, the most difficult aspect when it comes to building for me personally is my perfectionism, my focus on detail, because because of that I can take a very, very long time just finishing a building. Do you prefer older style builds and why? You're obviously assuming that my answer will be yes, but it's actually no. I like all kinds of builds, like I said before. Sometimes a build needs to be modern, sometimes it needs to be old. I do seem to build more older style builds, but that has to do with the kind of Let's Plays I've been doing and with the kind of request I've been getting. I used to build house on request all the time, and I stopped doing it because at one point I had like a to build list of 50 houses that I was supposed to build for others, and that just became too much and too ridiculous. So I don't really prefer all the start builds. No, I don't. Do I also want to do more modern builds? Most definitely, especially now with the glass roofs, because modern builds often have lots of glass in it, and what I like about doing a modern build is that anything goes. You can go as crazy as you like, and there seem to be no rules when it comes to modern builds. So yes, I definitely want to do more modern builds as well. What is it you like the most about running a Sims 4 focused channel? Sharing my passion for The Sims and my creativity. I think what I like about my channel is that I do the kind of videos that I like doing, and I just hope that people enjoy watching them. That's it. I don't know, I just enjoy it. I just like creating videos, any kind of videos. So yeah. What do I enjoy the least? I'm actually quite a insecure kind of person, and I do worry quite often that maybe my content isn't good enough, or that people will stop watching it, or that it's boring, or I don't know. I do worry about these kind of things, and that is not a fun part of running a YouTube channel. I always hope that I'm good enough to actually run one, and that people will enjoy my content, but I don't want to start making videos just to please others, because sometimes people might expect other things from me, and but I don't want to have to live up to other people's expectations. I want to keep on creating content that I enjoy creating, and I just hope that people will continue to watch it and enjoy it. And the last question from Frimlin: have you ever lived outside of the Netherlands? Yes. Well, not. I think lived is a big word. When I was in college, I did a practice period in Croydon, which is one of the southern boroughs of London, and I stayed there with a lovely lady for a couple of months to do my practice period. So I've stayed for a longer period outside of the Netherlands at one point, but I've never really actually owned a house or rented a house or really lived outside of the Netherlands. Alpaca Sims: favorite thing you've built, least favorite thing you've ever built, hardest builds in your opinion, what are the easiest things for you to build, and what are some tips for people not as good at building? Well, I already answered that first question. Favorite thing, Corpse Bride Underworld. Least favorite thing you've ever built? Well, I was once asked to build a dark castle by someone, and that person had certain ideas about what that castle should look like, and I built it, and I ended up really not liking it, but the person I built it for really did. But still, even when I look at it today, I think it's absolutely hideous, and I'm not even going to name it because I really don't like the building. Actually, I've actually been thinking about taking it off the gallery because I just hate it. What are the most difficult builds in your opinion? Houses that people know from films. I've occasionally been asked to build a house that people know from a certain film, and for instance, at one point I was asked to build Tara from Gone with the Wind, and that's a particular difficult house to build because it looks like some of the houses you still see in the southern states of America, but that house you see in the film is actually just a film set. It's not a real house, and the film set itself is long gone, and there aren't that many pictures of it. There is no real blueprint of the layout of the house. You can't really find anything that matches what you see in the film. So when I was asked to build that particular house, I watched Gone with the Wind over and over again, and it just doesn't match. At one point, for instance, you see Scarlett O'Hara coming down the stairs, and she enters a room. And then when you look at the outside of the house, it just doesn't match with what you see from the interior. And that goes with many films that they use. Many houses that they use in films. For instance, I also built the Father of the Bride house, and for that particular house they actually used 2 different films and a whole bunch of film sets. They used one house, the one that everybody knows from the film, to shoot all the scenes that you see in front of the house, and they used a completely different house for all the scenes that take place in the garden, and then all the scenes that they are actually shot inside the house are all film sets, and all those different elements just don't match if you want to try and build a Sims house. So the most difficult things to build are most definitely houses that people know from films. What are the easiest things for you to build? I think gardens. I don't know, I like building gardens, and I always spend a lot of time on them, so I think they've become easier throughout the years. I don't know. What are some tips for people not as good at building? Just keep practicing, just keep building, just study what houses look like, just look at pictures, blueprints and whatnot, and just keep doing it. Never give up. Eventually everyone gets better at building. I'm pretty sure everybody will. It's just a matter of practice, and like they say, practice make perfect, so just keep doing it. Tesmin, what is one build mode feature you want the most in the game? Terrain tools. That's it, terrain tools. The sim worlds basically look too flat. I want to be able to make hills and valleys and whatnot, so yes, I want to be able to raise and lower the terrain. That would be absolutely brilliant. Eon Sound, why are you so cute? Thank you. In all seriousness, favourite Sims game and pack you ever had or played? I think that would have to be Sims 3 World Adventure, because I could finally go to Egypt and be an archaeologist and Egyptologist and discover tombs and whatnot. I absolutely love that pack. But I have to say Jungle Adventure is really, really awesome as well. So, but my favourite one, yeah, I guess it would have to be World Adventure. Jordan Snyder, I don't know if anyone has asked this already, but how did you learn to build different style buildings so well? Well, first of all, thank you. I don't know. I just build a lot. I've been building for years, and I've always been interested in different kind of styles. And I always look at magazines with homes and interiors, and I don't know. I've just done it a lot, and the more you try, the more you learn, and the more you practice, the better you get. That's it, I think. I don't know. Jess, no idea if you've stated this before, if anyone else asked, but if you could build your own pack, what sort of items would you pick, and what would you call the pack or packs? Oh, I know exactly what kind of pack I would want. I would want a Tim Burton pack, a pack filled with all kinds of lovely weird costumes and items, buy and build mode items that you would see in Tim Burton's films. I would need different skin tones. I would definitely need a whole bunch of crazy hairdos. For instance, I've been looking for the right Beetlejuice hair since forever, and I just cannot find it, not in CC or whatever. And because Tim Burton's style is so specific, I've had to use CC for my Sims, and that's not something I normally want to do, because that makes it more difficult for people to to download stuff that I make. And I always try to build and make things that are CC free, so they're easily found on the gallery and whatnot. But yes, a Tim Burton styled pack, and not just a stuff pack. I would want an expansion pack. I would want a huge big pack, not just a little one, you know, same size as Seasons, but then all Tim Burton. Maybe, you know, there might not be a market for it, or only a few people would like it, although I think actually quite a few people would. There are quite a few Tim Burton fans out there, especially in the Sims community. So yes, what would I call it? Tim Burton, I don't know. Not very original, but yeah. Or maybe the Tim Burton Experience pack, whatever, I don't know. But yes, Tim Burton style pack, whatever kind of pack, that would be absolutely awesome. That would make my day, my year, my life. That would be just brilliant, I think. Yes. I would also love a history kind of pack. Also a big one. So, a pack that has different kind of clothings and items and hairstyles and whatnot from different eras. I would definitely need more stuff from the 1890s for my Life as a Ghost Let's Play, because I've had to use CC for that as well, and my Sims basically keep wearing the same kind of outfits over and over again. I would like some variation in that, but also, you know, older periods. A medieval one, I don't know, prehistoric one, I know, something to do with history, so you can create all kinds of lovely historic let's plays. So Tim Burton and a history one. Egypt. See, now I'm just getting greedy. Now when I think about it, there are so many kind of things I would still want. So okay, Tim Burton, history, and ancient Egypt. I don't think I'm asking for too much, am I? I probably am, but you know, I don't really care. I would love these kind of things in my game. Bree Miles, if you could change one thing in the Sim series, what would it be? And if you could add one thing to the Sim series, what would it be? This could be for any game series that has been released. What would I change in the Sim series? I would love to change the way the Sims 4 gallery works. I don't know if that counts as well, but I really don't like the way the game chooses the picture that's shown on the gallery. Very often those pictures don't really show the best side of a house, and if you build on a lot that has trees in front of it, then quite often actually the trees block the actual house in the picture. So I wish we could just, without using any mods or whatnot, choose our own pictures we want to show on the gallery, so people have a better view of what these houses actually look like. Because yeah, the way the gallery works is very weird to me now, and the game just makes the most ugly random pictures to put on the gallery, and I really wish I could change that. If I could add one thing to the Sims series, what would it be? I honestly don't know. I thought long and hard about this, but I don't really have an answer. I know some people would love to see Sims online, so you could actually, you know, play the game online and visit your friends in their homes and whatnot. But that's actually, I wouldn't want that at all. You know, I don't want anybody messing with my Sims worlds. You know, like they do, for instance, in Minecraft. You know, you go into a world and everybody can build in it, or whatever. I'm not quite sure how that works. I haven't really played the game, but you know, but no, I don't really. I really can't think of anything that I would want to add to the Sims series. I basically like it the way it is. So no, sorry, very boring answer, but I don't know. Maple Simmer, you've got some great questions here. I agree. How about, do you play any other games apart from The Sims, and if so, which ones? Well, I used to play more different kind of games. I think lately it's been mostly The Sims, but I also like Assassin's Creed and Ori and the Blind Forest. I played Fee the other day, which I really enjoyed. My Life is Strange is a game that I enjoy. Yeah, I have played different games. Also depends on what platform I'm going to use. My kids have an Xbox One, so I also occasionally enjoy playing Halo with them. But mostly it's The Sims. Yeah, it's just my favorite game, and it's a bit of an addiction, I'm afraid. J2J Builds, which LP sim is your most favorite? Why? Prefer build style, and if you could own one item from buy mode, what would it be? Which Let's Play sim is your most favorite, and why? I honestly can't say, because I like all my Let's Play sims. I love Elizabeth because she's so mysterious, and she's a ghost, and she wants to find out what happened to her, how she died and whatnot. I love Ayoka, because she's just a very funny, friendly kind of sim. I like my cheerful sisters because they're so cheerful. I love Jenna because she's absolutely clumsy in the jungle. I really can't say. I love my Let's Play sims, and I don't want to choose between them. So I know I don't have a favorite, sorry. I already answered your second question, so let's go on to the last one. If I could own one item from buy mode, what would it be? I wish I had the Queen Bee window seat. I love bay windows. I wish my house had a bay window, and I still dream of having a house with a bay window one day, with a window seat where I can just sit and relax and read books, and you know, lots of pillows in it and whatnot. So that is definitely a item that I would love to own in real life. I just love that window seat. Rosebud, what's your favorite part of having a channel? Who inspired you to make one, and who's your favorite non-simmer to watch? I already answered your first question because it's the same one as one of the questions Frimlin asked me. About your second question, who inspired me to make or start a YouTube channel? No one in particular, to be honest. It's just something that grew gradually. I started recording short videos in which I let images and music do the talking. I did that for my Beautiful Sims and my Merkland Sims and my vampires, and then I started doing more speed build videos and let's plays, and it's just something that grew gradually. I wasn't inspired by another YouTuber or another simmer. I wish I could say it was, because that would be nice, but no, it's just something that sort of developed along the way. So no, sorry, no one in particular inspired me to do it. Who's my favorite non-simmer on YouTube? That is a guy called Fiddlehead. He's an American violinist, and he also plays in a band called Diego's Umbrella, and he has a channel on which he also a website, by the way, on which he posts all kinds of tutorials on how to play the violin or fiddle. And I started playing the violin about a year ago, and I still have a lot to learn, but you know, I am making progress. I'm happy to say. I don't sound off key. I'm actually I can actually produce some nice sounds on it by now, so that's really nice. But I really enjoy watching his videos because he's funny, he's very friendly and very calm, and he has really wonderful tips. So Fiddlehead is my favorite non-simmer on YouTube. Last but certainly not least, Pathetica, when you go out to lunch with friends, do they roll their eyes at you when you talk Sims, or do they wait until you aren't around? Asking for a friend. Excellent question. Well, of course they do not roll their eyes at me because they're terrified of me. They wouldn't dare do that. Well, they probably would, but no. In all seriousness, I don't really talk about the Sims that much with most of my friends because not many of them actually play the game. So, and I know they don't really care. they don't even understand why I'm so passionate about the game. But I do have friends who also play the game, and with them I can easily talk about it, and they share my enthusiasm for the game. So I have my simmer friends that I can talk Sims with, and I usually don't really bother my other friends with it because, you know, they don't know what to say about it. They don't know how to respond. They don't care, which makes them incredibly silly. Of course, it does. I mean, if you don't care about The Sims, then what do you care about in life, right? So, no, they don't roll their eyes at me. They don't. If they did, there would be hell to pay, obviously. So, yeah, these were the questions. Thank you very much for sending me these wonderful questions, and I hope you're satisfied with my answers. If not, I'll do it all over again. Not really. I hope you enjoyed watching my very first Q&A video, and that you'll come back to my channel to see other videos as well. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.